The uncle, the carbuncle, Chef Martin Butera.
Hey.
Here to talk about the free agent signings, who's left, and where they might go. Why don't you start us off, Chris?
Let's start with your guy that all ties lead to Southern California and Roki Sasaki. You know, the two teams I'm seeing the most are Los Angeles Dodgers and San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think he's going to be a San Diego Padre. His mentor was Yu Darvish. He's very close ties with him. I think eventually that's where he's going to end up going. I know, Martin, you brought up a good point before. You want to speak on that a little bit?
I mean, just listening to some of sports, the experts, if there is in predicting things. There might be a cultural element to the Japanese player coming from Japan to the U.S. And that they respect the friendship of Darvish, certainly, but they also have an unwillingness to upstage that player by going and joining them. They don't want to steal their presence or displace them. It was an interesting take. I hadn't heard that, and I don't know enough about the culture in that regard. But if you had to ask, probably the West Coast is what it's talking about. But if you apply that theory, you have Yamamoto on the Dodgers, Darvish on the Padres, Senga when he's playing on the Mets. So who does that leave? The Yankees.
And none of us want to see that.
No, we don't want to see that.
The Giants.
The Giants too. That's true. That's a good point.
And they got money to throw around.
Yeah. So betting probably. I'll agree with you, Chris. Yeah, I think maybe the Padres.
And Uncle, I'm sure you are at least very hopeful that he's going to be in Dodger blue.
Well, I mean, they've been following him for years. They love the guy. They've sent scouts to Japan going back 2 years that I know about. I think, I understand what you're saying, Martin. I don't know enough about that culture either. But Yamamoto signed right after Shohei signed with the Dodgers last year. Now, different positions.
True. Well,
maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
6 days a week. Right.
But I know they're going to a 6-man rotation. The Dodgers are next year.
Yeah.
And that would benefit Yamamoto and Sasaki if they do that. I think he goes there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
All right.
But let's talk about your New York Mets, who got Soto, early Christmas present for you guys.
That's very nice.
Re-signed Minaya, right? And they're playing footsie with Tanner Scott. I don't know if anything will come of that. But what do you think about Alonso?
I think Alonso has to be our priority right now, as long as he's not asking for too much money. I saw his agent Boris was using the Prince Fielder contract model for this contract, and Pete Alonso is not Prince Fielder, so he was asking $212 million. I think I'd give him 150.
How
wants at
many
least 6 years? I know he wants at least 6 years. I'd give him 6 years at $25 million a year. I'd say 30, but I think 30 is even a stretch.
Wow.
For
So
him.
you've come back from when he hit that home run in Milwaukee. You give him whatever he wants.
It was. Look, before, even if you go look at some of our old episodes, specifically one we did when me and you were talking, like the team's dismantled over
Right, that was
trade everybody,
right?
back up the
Get rid of
track.
everybody
Right,
going
exactly,
to Rico.
yeah.
I was saying, look, get rid of Pete after this year. I will be the first one to say that. I was saying that, and now I want him back, but he's not going to be worth the $200+ million he's asking.
He's going to sign for less than they offered him last year.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
offered
that's-
him 158 for 6, I think.
Which I think is a fair contract for a guy.
That is the catch here. That's the problem. Is that he's going to have to
Eat a little crow.
Yes, and that's if they hadn't made that offer, I think he would have taken it.
Yeah.
It makes the deal harder now.
Yeah, it does.
Because in face, it really is. He wants more time. Maybe they give him, a 4-year deal with a 2-year opt out. They offer him 90 and 30, right, a year.
Yeah.
So 90 million over 3 years. The Mets are negotiating hard. They're not.
And they should.
Yeah, there's no other place for them. I mean, the Giants.
Maybe.
I heard the Angels a little.
I heard the
Angels
Angels
aren't
as
gonna-
well, but I don't see it.
Spend that.
Yeah, who wants to go
Seattle.
there? They have.
That's right.
I think he's going to come up he's going to
And
come
I
back.
don't see Toronto.
And the other thing too is if you really drive too hard of a bargain, you're gonna have an unhappy guy. That, you're gonna really, with the contract, emasculate him in a way that's not good. So if you're gonna bring him back, you got to make it so that you can save a little face. I'm not saying give him exactly what he turned
That's
down.
a good point. That's a good point.
I agree. And sticking with the Mets, let's speak in the hypothetical that Alonso does walk and go somewhere else, right? I think the move then is to move Mark Vientos to first base and try one of these young guys out at third base, Ronnie Mauricio. He missed the entire season last year, but this guy has talent. I mean, he's a switch hitter.
He's shortstop, isn't
He's mainly a shortstop, yeah, but I mean, he can move over to third. Obviously, Lindor's not moving to third.
Right.
So he can move over to third. I just don't know what he's going to look like having missed a whole year, but I heard he started baseball activities pretty recently, been hitting again, and, I'm rooting for the kid. I hope he bounces back. I think he's going to be a talent if he does.
The Mets spent a lot of money this offseason. I don't see them going with two kids at third base going into the season. That wouldn't be their preference, I don't think.
I agree, but then you look at some of the alternatives. Like, do you go get a guy like Bregman? I don't think Bregman would be a great fit for New York. Obviously, look, Bregman's a great player. Any team would be good to have him, but I just don't see Alex Bregman being a
He's got a good glove, right? I know that. He does.
He's got a good glove and he hits.
Yeah, he does. But how old is he? He's 34? I don't even know.
No.
Going into his 31.
Oh,
season,
31?
I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
or 30.
I don't see him.
But he's looking for big
money, right? It's a mystery. Who's their outfield right now for the Mets?
Outfield right now, they have Jose Siri in center, they got Nemo in left, and they got obviously Juan Soto in right field, and then they got
Marte is on the bench.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the Mets pitching for a minute.
Okay.
They got, because I think they need to start. Do you agree? Because they got Montez, they signed Montez and Holmes, and those are two question marks. Holmes hasn't started for a long time, and Montez gets hurt it's a low risk. They only paid him $17 million, I think. Only $17 million.
I think that's even a lot of money for a guy like that.
I think they overpaid a little bit, but it's a high reward if he can stay healthy.
If you're the Mets, you could
relatively
afford to overpay.
Yes.
You got Senga, who's hopefully righted, and it will be there. You didn't get him last year at all.
Yeah. Manea, obviously, since he changed his arm slot.
By the way, Manaea is terrific. I like
What
Manaea.
about Peterson too? Kind of came.
Yeah, I like Peterson too.
McGill, he's there.
Feel maybe, but I think he's gonna get moved. I think he's gonna get traded as part of the deal. There's some value there, He's not a big name that's gonna really sway a trade, but there's definitely value there.
Yeah, but I think they need a starter. They definitely need a starter.
Who's left? I think a trade. You think
Maybe a trade. Maybe a trade with Seattle. They've got pitching too.
they do?
Trade.
Seattle has a fantastic. But what are you gonna give up to
Well,
get a guy like Luis Castillo
That's the question.
from
They
Seattle?
have to give up a couple of kids. Or a bat. They'd like a bat.
Batty, I'd give him Batty.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna want a guy like Luis Angel Acuna, and I would not give him up. If you look at what he's doing in the Winter League,
Yeah.
unreal.
He's really.
Yeah,
They're
he's
from Houston, right? They trade Verlander.
Verlander, he came over.
That was a really good deal. That was smart.
He played well in the end, last
He did.
season. He gave a little bit of a spark. He filled in.
Okay.
Speaking of
Let's-
Verlander, there's another free agent right there to sign with the Giants.
Yeah.
Oh, he did 1 year.
Yeah.
Scherzer's available.
No, thank you.
Okay. Hey, I'm of the opinion that the best thing that happened to the Yankees this offseason is that they didn't sign Soto. Because they moved on, they signed Fried. The Fried's going to do well there if he stays healthy. He's a lefty in Yankee Stadium. He's got good stuff. They got Goldschmidt for first base. And they got Bellinger. Center field. Bellinger's a good player. He played Gold Glove center field and first base.
Yeah, Bellinger's a guy who brings a lot of value just with his defense. And Yankee Stadium is going to be good. We haven't seen the 2019 Bellinger in a while. He's regressed a little bit.
Last couple of years, he's come back.
He's come back, but he's still not that superstar he used to be.
No, but he's good.
He's
And,
a good
and
player.
he's a defensive metrics are very strong.
I agree.
And he's a great runner. He's got great speed.
Yeah.
And as far as the Goldschmidt signing, this isn't the Paul Goldschmidt we all know and like.
it's not.
It's
It's not.
old Goldschmidt. He dropped. I was watching one of my favorite MLB YouTubers, and last year Goldschmidt he rated him as a top 5 first baseman in the league. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fair. You know, he had a down season 2 years ago. He's gonna bounce back.
Yeah.
He regressed even more.
Yeah, his
He's
bounce
not that
back
top
days may be
15
over.
first
Yeah, I think
baseman.
he's-
Well, whatever he gives, he'll give you more than Rizzo gave.
That is true. I mean,
Right.
anything's an upgrade.
That is true.
And they maybe trade for Devin Williams.
That's gonna be good.
And they
for
didn't
him.
give up much for
As
him.
long as Devin Williams isn't pitching against the Mets.
Their closers, I mean, they're a very weird group, right?
Yeah.
They're so temperamental, and who knows? Maybe that one home run maybe gets in his head.
Maybe.
You know, but he's got a good disposition. I'm
He's a
like,
2-pitch guy, but he's good. You know? Best changeup in baseball.
Where does Tanner Scott go?
Tanner Scott. You know, he's had some ties to the Mets. I don't think he's a Met. I know the Dodgers could use a
They
closer
need a
right
closer.
now,
They're going to get a
and they're
closer.
gonna pay for one.
Yeah.
Is it Tanner Scott? Maybe. You know, also a guy like Jeff Hoffman might be a fit in LA.
Yates. Maybe
Kirby Yates.
I mean, they're older.
We're talking about Scott. I think he's gonna be a Boston Red Sox.
that's I think that's where they're headed. Red Sox are making some moves too. They want to forget their
Got
recent
Crochet.
history. Yeah.
Crochet.
Chapman.
Chapman.
That'd be good.
Who's the other guy? They got another guy. Oh, Bueller.
Yeah.
Right, Walker Buehler.
I think Bueller's going to have a big comeback here.
Oh, there in the Fenway,
I
you
do.
think he'll pitch well there?
I do. He's a tough nut, man.
Okay.
He's got the
Great.
cojones. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I was hoping the Mets would get him.
Me too.
Walker Buehler would have been nice to add.
Yeah, and they paid $21 million.
Yeah, I mean Stearns is like he's tight. He doesn't like he really. I guess he's used to that budget in Milwaukee now.
Yeah.
They're not throwing the money around like
Well,
they did with Soto.
They threw it at Soto.
Yeah, but that's he is undisputed the top guy and a very unique situation there. But
Right.
otherwise, they didn't go at Severino. You thought they would probably bring him back, and Manaea wasn't a quick one. You know, he's very judicious.
He is. Okay. Super Bowl.
Okay, you want to do college?
Wanna do college? Go ahead.
Let's do quick college.
Go ahead.
We got Penn State, Notre Dame, and we have Ohio State, Texas in the semis. I like Notre Dame in a really close game, and I think Ohio State is going to wax Texas. I do, and that's going to be an Ohio State Notre Dame final, and I think Ohio State's just too much for me. So I think Ohio State's going to win it.
I agree with everything you said. The only caveat I have is if Penn State can control the Notre Dame running game, then I think they can win that game.
They could definitely. I like the Penn State quarterback. I think I think the tight end's great. I mean, they have a great but defensively, I mean, they have a really good disciplined system there. They could win the game.
Yeah.
It's going to be very tight. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised either way. Notre Dame has they have three facets of the game they play well. And I'm not a Notre Dame fan. A lot of people
Right.
adopted that as their team. I really have no preference in these four, so.
Right.
But that's what I think. What do
What do you
you
think?
Look, it's tough to bet against Riley Leonard and Notre Dame. However, I'm going to. I'm taking Penn State in this game. In the other game, I think that's going to be a really good game, but I'm taking Texas. I think Quinn Ewers, fantastic quarterback. I think he's going to live in the big moment.
Yeah.
Bring Texas this W. They say everything's bigger in Texas.
All right.
And who wins the championship?
I'm taking Penn State as national champions.
Really?
First
Yeah.
national championship ever for Penn State, I believe,
No, Joe Paterno won.
Yeah, they did.
in recent history.
They beat Miami.
That's
in
right.
the 80s.
That's right.
That doesn't
Catholics
count. That was
against
30 years
Three, that's
ago.
okay. That's true. Arizona State ran up and down Texas, and they should have won the game.
I wish Arizona State.
They were denied a target. If they had made that call and could watched it, the targeting play, Arizona State could have won it in regulation. Texas seems like their players are better than the whole. Like
Okay.
some of the parts
Yeah,
doesn't
I know
equal
what
the whole. So I don't know if that coaching that doesn't really.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
I think Ohio State's much better.
Maybe, but also you look at this Texas front seven. This is an NFL front seven on defense. You know,
All right, Super Bowl.
Super
Who's gonna
Bowl.
be in the Super Bowl?
I know we spoke about this a little bit before, and
Maybe you should go last.
no. Okay, I'll go last. I'll go last.
No, go ahead.
All right, I'm taking Packers out of the NFC, and I'm taking Bills out of the AFC. You know, every time I say the Bills are gonna win, they don't. So, is that gonna happen again? Probably. I think it's going to. But look, the Bills are a good football team. You know, Josh Allen, outstanding quarterback. They got a good defense. Allen has the weapons now, and the Packers. You know, this isn't the 7 seed team.
No.
Like, this is a good team that could have easily been a top 3 seed in the NFC.
okay.
So I'm taking Packers Bills.
Okay.
You know, I gotta say, the winner of that Philly Packer game could go on a run. Detroit is really banged up defensively, but the way they shut down Minnesota in that last game of the season to win it,
Yeah.
you know, tells me something about them. I love the coaching there. You know, Aaron Glenn, I mean, I hope he becomes the Jet coach, but that's the defensive coordinator there. It's hard, you know, Detroit's got explosiveness, and it might be their year to get there. And then in the AFC, I gotta say, you gotta beat the guy who's there.
Okay.
And listen, Kansas City has had the tightest season ever. Like, they won 15-2. They won 15-2 with really smoke and mirrors. You think they could have lost 5 or 6 of those games, you know, last minute things, but you just can't. Like, I want to see them get beat before I go against them. So I'm going to go Kansas City and Detroit. I think Detroit's going to win.
I think I like Detroit and I like the Ravens. I like Lamar Jackson. Games like this, I like the quarterback.
Single-handedly.
He's a
wins the game.
Yeah, he and Henry together, boy, that's common. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
Uncle Cobb, Uncle Chef Mark Mutera. See you next time.
And keep your money in your pocket. Don't take any of these predictions to the bank, all right? Please.
Especially not the Bills
Yeah,
ones,
just-
'cause
just-
like I said, that always fails.
Right, replay last year's predictions, and you'll be your eyes be wide open there.